Hello and welcome. Blogs or weblogs are becoming more and more a part of the mainstream media in many countries. But there are places where bloggers are seen more as a liability than a source of grassroots information. Egypt enjoys a vibrant media environment with countless newspapers and television stations, but it is largely monitored by the government, which seems unsure what to do about the explosion of blogs in the past few years. By some counts, there are more than 1,400 blog sites in Egypt covering all sorts of topics, and a few bloggers stand out because they push the limits. One of these is Wael Abbas, whose site Egyptian Awareness has posted video and hosted discussions on issues such as the mass sexual harassment of women on the streets of Cairo, ballot stuffing in Egyptian elections, and torture and humiliation at the hands of the police. Wael is also the correspondent for the German press agency DPA in Cairo and has recently been awarded the 2007 Knight International Award for Civic Journalism. And today we'll discuss the limits on press freedoms in cyberspace in Egypt. Now don't forget, you can call in with your questions and comments on the numbers you see on the bottom of your screen. Wael, good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Let me start off by asking you about the fact that it seems that despite the concerns, your sort of concerns and critical comments about the issues there in Egypt, the security forces seem to have let you carry on. You haven't been arrested or shut down or whatever. Why do you think that is?
I have no explanation for that, but the fact is that they are not just letting me do what I'm doing. They are harassing me all the time. I receive threats. I receive intimidations. My family also receives stuff like that. Sometimes I'm followed. Sometimes my phone is tapped. Sometimes I get electronic harassment on my blog. All sorts of stuff. It doesn't have to be necessarily arresting me or shutting down my blog or blocking it from Egypt, but there are other stuff that they do that really annoy me, and they are trying to stop me doing what I'm doing.
Now, what particular fears?
By the way, I want to correct something.
Go ahead.
I want to correct something that you said earlier, which is that I'm the Middle East correspondent of the German news agency. I was. I'm not anymore.
All right. Thank you for that clarification. Let me just ask you though, what real fears you have for your safety, your freedom, perhaps even your life, the way you were saying you've been harassed.
What? Can you please repeat that?
Yeah, sure. What real fears do you have for your safety, your freedom, perhaps even your life, considering the harassment you've described to me?
Things get worse for some bloggers. They haven't for me yet, but for other bloggers, some have been put in jail. Some lawsuits have been filed against them. Some are spending time now. Some has been detained for a period of time following their participation in some activities in the street. So that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of somebody filing a lawsuit against me, accusing me of defaming Egypt or spreading false rumors or the usual stuff that is used against journalists in Egypt. So this is my main concern now.
Well, let's look at some of the stories you've covered. I mean, let's look at some of the issues. And one of the things you've talked about quite a bit is police brutality, and you've posted videos about police brutality. What in particular were your concerns in your blog about the way the police operate?
What is what? Sorry?
Yeah, your concerns. What particular... I mean, where did you get the videos that you were showing?
The videos mostly I got from people who volunteered to give them to me because they said that they tried to give them to the mainstream media, to the newspapers, to the television satellite channels, but they didn't get any attention. Maybe they said that the media was afraid to publish stuff like that. It's the issue of torture in the Egyptian police station has been a taboo for a long time, and for the first time videos like these surface. So my main concern was that these videos depicted ordinary people, citizens, not political activists, not terrorists, not Islamists, not anybody who has to do with politics or terrorism or anything like that. They were just ordinary people who were accused in a crime or something like that, and they were being tortured like that inside a police station, where they are supposed to be just suspects. They should be questioned only, not be punished inside a police station, and the law doesn't have these kind of punishment in it. We've seen sodomizing, we've seen slapping on the back of the head, we've seen rape, we've seen stuff like that. So that was my concern, that the Egyptian people should be treated with more respect than that. We should be respected as citizens by the police.
Well, one thing that did happen, though, I think I read on a couple of reports that your posting of these videos did result in the policemen having action taken against them. So the government did seem to respond to these blogs.
Not really to the blogs, because I have been publishing those videos since April 2006. But it was only after I published the video of the sodomizing of the microbus driver Ahmad al-Kibir that there was a real anger in the public opinion. Not after I published directly on my blog, but when the daily newspapers took over the issue, and it became a subject that is discussed on television. The government had to do something. It is not really the pressure of the blogs only. It's they didn't take us seriously before. They always thought that we were just some geeks sitting on computers and publishing stuff that nobody reads. But now they started to take us seriously, because the issues that we have discussed are being now published on newspapers and on television, and everybody have access to it, have access to see it.
Now, interestingly enough, one of the strangest stories was the one you posted some video of the mass sexual harassment on the streets of Cairo during the Eid festival in 2006, and that seemed to have a very strong response.
Yeah, actually, they were pictures. Yeah.
And then what about, there was also like other harassment, there was sort of harassment of women on the streets. What was the reaction of the public to that?
The reaction of the public was disbelief, and there was some kind of a shock, because they heard that stuff like that happened, but they've never seen stuff like that before, and they didn't want to believe that it's really happening. But the ones who believed it were the women and the girls who have seen stuff like that happen to them personally. And the government helped to discredit these accounts by claiming that those stuff never happened, and they started attacking the bloggers and accusing them of fabricating the whole thing.
Right. You know, there was a quote from the Egyptian Interior Minister Habib al-Adli in an interview on Egyptian TV, a 1-hour interview on the state-run TV this past Friday. He said, and he's responsible for security agencies, he warned Egyptians against using the internet to jeopardize national security, saying information on the net poses a hazard to the government. Now, he said,